Stand by. We are in the air. Hold on. Bobby, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Nope, not working.
Hello.
Stand by.
Hello.
Hold on. It is Mike Calta, and we are live in the 102.5 The Bone Studios. And I am live here in Tampa. Bobby Kelly is live in New York, where he lives. And say hi now.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
Oh, my God. Loud and clear. You're coming in perfect.
Nice.
How's it going? Boy, that got me nervous. Also in the studio with me is Spanish.
Hello.
And Hoppe.
What's up, man?
Yeah, this is good. You know Hoppe? You know Ryan Hoppe?
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What's up?
Do we know each other? I think we might.
We met at the Not So Live gig like 3 years ago. I'm the tall dude.
He's 7 feet, and he's on the autism spectrum.
I do not. I've been wanting to talk to you about this. I am not on a spectrum.
Have you been tested?
Yes, I have a 95 IQ.
I don't know if that's good or not.
That's average, but it does not mean I'm on the spectrum. I do not.
There are smart people that are on the spectrum.
I am not on the spectrum.
I can tell by the dryness of his mouth, the way he's talking, that he's on the spectrum a little bit.
You know what? I give up.
Yeah. Listen, just
not on the spectrum.
Just just be like, I know there's a lot of people on the spectrum that accomplish great things, like that one girl that what's that girl's name? I eat cow balls.
Yeah.
What's that girl the one that Claire Danes played?
Yeah. I've eaten bull testicles before,
I've eaten bull testicles. What is her name?
I can't think of it.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, there's a lot of autistic people, Brian.
Okay.
You know what you should do? You should run with it. You should do like Johnny...
Temple Grandin.
Temple Grandin, yeah. You should do like Johnny Knoxville did in that movie where he joins the Special Olympics. But you would just accept the fact that you're on the spectrum, and you could join like all the things that autistic kids do and be the best autistic kid.
Yeah. You could play chess, become a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
It's not factual.
It's what?
It's not factual. I've been tested. I'll just let it. Whatever. It's all good.
Oh, he gets so mad. He gets so mad.
That's why he's on the spectrum too, because he doesn't understand the humor in what we're doing. He's making it analytical, factual, like stats, and he's like, it doesn't compute.
No, it's just I've been hearing it for 25 years, 26.
Accept it.
Yeah, being on the spectrum is not a bad thing, by the way. It's a good thing. That means you're smarter than other people.
Not really. Not in his case.
You remember Patrice's joke about the Special Olympics when he was like, you ever see the the 4-yard stumble?
Hoppe, you would be an Olympian. You would be the best ever. I don't know. I mean, look, you were comparing Special Olympics and autistic, but it's not the same. All I'm saying is if you just embraced it,
right,
and then you could be like, look how far Ryan Hoppe had gone with his autism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
You could be like a beacon of hope.
Yeah, for other fake autistic kids.
Do you know how many ribbons and little medals you'd have?
It's true. You'd have a whole house decorated.
I'd be like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant of autism.
He'll be dead by 27. Is that what you mean? How old are you now?
26.
Oh, well, that was a good guess on my part. I feel bad for Hoppe because he lives down here by himself, and he, being quarantined, you got to be really bored, right?
I have not left my house besides 4 times going to Target within 2 weeks. Just sitting there. I've watched every TV show I can.
Just you and your cat.
And even she doesn't. She's just not really about it. She's just in the other side of the room sleeping. So it's just me sitting there having panic attacks, meditating, and then going back to the panic attack, and then watching a TV show on Epix, and then panic attack.
I got to be honest. If you put a camera in there, I would watch that. Hoppe's multiple panic attacks would probably be awesome.
It's just me sitting there just wondering where my life's going.
I'm watching a cat shiver in the corner.
I've been having a ball. I don't know about you, Bobby. Have you gone anywhere?
I haven't done anything. I've been quarantined. I mean, I haven't gone anywhere.
I've only come here. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm the only one in my family that's actually going out to places, but I'm doing necessary things. Like I'm shopping for my in-laws because they're in their 80s. I'm shopping for my mother because she's in her late 60s, but she just had open heart surgery. I'm going, doing like I'm in the store a lot for them. Oh, what is that? An Amber Alert?
Oh, Amber Emergency Alert.
No more than 10 people on a boat.
Oh, man, they just changed it now. You can't even have – if you're on a boat, you can't have 10 people. There you go, Love Boat.
Yeah.
Out of business. Anyway, so that's the only place I've been going is like to the shopping places. yesterday I had the weirdest experience. I went to Best Buy because I had to, because the kids in Hillsborough County go to school tomorrow. They go to homeschool, and they're doing it through the computer. And my son doesn't, he likes to use a Windows computer, and he doesn't have a webcam. So I went to the store to buy a webcam. So as I pulled in, it was the most depressing thing. I went up by the Groves up in Wesley Chapel. And Bobby, I'm going to tell you, this is like one of the biggest shopping areas. There's a movie theater over there. There's an Outback Steakhouse. Like, it's pretty established. I drove past a Ross. I drove past a Michael's. I drove past Dick's Sporting Goods. Like every major store in there, all closed. It was like the saddest thing to see. But then there's Best Buy, because Best Buy is probably essential. People need things from Best Buy. So I pulled up there, and there's a sign. They have cones and all the tents out there, and the sign says, pull into a spot if you place an order, and they'll bring the order out to you 6 feet away, and then you have to get out and get it and bring it in your car, which makes sense. But I didn't bring in an order, so I pulled up and I rolled down the window. I go, if I didn't order something, can I still? She goes, yeah, you come out and come to the tent and tell us what you want, and we'll go get it. I said, okay. So I got out, and I walk over to the tent, and there's a blue line of tape on the floor, and that's as far as you can go. And they're in between the double doors inside, and they're like, what do you need? And I'm like, I need a webcam. And they call back, we have any webcams left? No. The guy comes up front, he's like, we're all out of webcams. I'm like, how about halo lights? And the guy's like, I don't know what that is. I go, you know what? It's not important. And I just turned around and I left. But that is the weirdest way to do business right now. They didn't even have the lights on in Best Buy.
Yeah, this is, and you shouldn't be out. I mean, you know, you have a pre-existing condition, right?
Who?
You.
What?
You're one of the conditions.
I'm not elderly. I don't
Keep
have
going.
respiratory problems.
Keep going.
I'm a little bit chubby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little chubby.
Dude. Yeah.
Do they
You
have
need
chubby
to
on the
stay
list?
home.
I'm only doing the things
Everything.
that are necessary. Necessary.
But you're doing everything. You're shopping for all these people. You're one of the statistics. You're
Listen.
one of the guys that's looking for a respirator. You're a chubby pasta eater in Italy looking for a respirator.
I don't need a respirator. I have a sleep apnea machine. If worse comes to worse, I'll just blow that air into my lungs.
They actually are using those. They're
Are they
converting
really?
those.
Yeah.
They really are. And what was it? The mayor went on yesterday. You know the little things they just put in your mouth and they push?
Yeah.
He's like, this is a respirator, and we're actually training the National Guard to have people sit and squeeze 24 hours a day
That's
if
ridiculous.
necessary.
That's ridiculous. How can we be at this point as a country that you need to do manual respiration pumps?
I mean, think about that. You had to go to Best Buy and yell into a store what
So,
you wanted.
The scariest thing about this whole thing was Bobby and I have been doing a show together every night, and I'm having a ball doing it. And yesterday we talked to a guy named Rob Dukes, who is the lead singer of the band Exodus, and he lives in Arizona, in Chandler, Arizona. And he says nobody is paying attention in Arizona whatsoever. In Florida, they are. Here in Tampa, kind of. In New York, they definitely are. You know, obviously the more populated areas are taking it a little bit more serious because they're seeing more deaths. But he said in Arizona, it's everything's open and working normal, like they're not even paying attention, like they're not even in this country.
Yeah.
That was insane. That scares me the most.
Well, yeah. What scares, I mean, and they're not even testing people out there. They're only testing people, trying to get tests to the coasts because that's where it's exploding right now. But that's why they're saying that this thing is going to make a comeback, because all these people in Arizona and in the middle of the country that are getting it and don't even know they have it,
Yeah.
and not even getting tested. He had it. He had it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he had it. He went into the doctor. He was in the hospital. I looked through his Instagram this morning, and he's got pictures of him with the respirator, and he was in bad shape.
Yeah, it's sad.
So,
I haven't lost anybody from it yet, but I know there's one guy. There's a comics reporter in New York. He's got it bad and he's old.
yeah, he is. He's been around forever too. Garion, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Jeffrey Guriam.
Gurion. He has been around since I was a kid, and he is like he's the guy who interviews all the comics. He's got big hair. He kind of looks like that record producer that went to jail for killing that chick. What's his name?
Geffen? No,
not Geffen. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
If I got it, would you come up and visit me, or would you just let me die alone?
I don't know. I don't know why I'd have to risk my life because you had it.
I mean, you wouldn't have to risk your life. You could put something on, and but it would be good to see just a big.
If you were like
hazmat suit.
if you were like the boy in the bubble, where they quarantined you in the shed, and then I put on a yellow hazmat suit, I would come in there and talk to you. Yes.
You would come up
Yes.
and visit me. Okay, I'm just checking. If I
Yeah.
get it, I just want to know that if you're going to come up and say hi to me. And
Say bye to you.
what do you mean bye?
It's pretty much if you get it where they have to quarantine you like that, like if they put you in a bubble, you don't have many days left.
I think it's actually, they say they need all these respirators, but it is a 50-50 chance. Once the time you need a respirator like that,
Yeah.
I think it's the percentage goes down to 50-50.
Let me tell you two things I did. One is I watched Outbreak the other day, the old Dustin Hoffman movie. Well, let me tell you why. Because I couldn't sleep, and I put on Netflix, and it's the #1 trending thing. And I was like, let me just watch the beginning to see how it goes. And that wasn't very comforting. And then worse, Showtime had Contagion on, the one with Matt Damon. And that's, everybody should watch that, because that'll show you, like when you start seeing people have convulsions and foam at the mouth and die 24 hours after they get it, that's the reality. And then the truth is that the Contagion movie was very close to what's happening now. It was talking about a respiratory virus that gets in there and attacks your respiratory system and shuts it down, and then all of a sudden your brain is just overloaded. That's bad. That scares you.
Well, it's scary that all these movies that were science fiction, we're living it now.
Yes.
We're living it. It's nuts.
We're living it, and we are in denial. We're in denial. There's a lot of people that are still in denial. Like we're like, all right, so what do you think? Next week we go back to work? And I'm starting to go, look, you're nowhere near going back to work. Nowhere near it.
Yeah, I think it's especially in New York City. Like nobody understands how far away New York City is, the epicenter of this whole thing, that they're not opening this stuff up for months.
Yeah, this is it. And if you're fortunate enough to have a job that you could do at home, and I think in radio we're pretty good because we can broadcast from anywhere, and the salespeople can work at home, and we'll probably stay functional. But it's going to be disastrous for a lot of other people. And I'm doing this thing where we spotlight a bartender every day. Which, on a side note, just to let everybody know, I didn't do it on the weekend this weekend because I feel like the people on the weekend would get extremely shorted without all the on-air promotion. So I saved it till Monday. We're going to start again on Monday. But now it's all these other people that are coming out and they're like, hey, we need help too. And I get it. We can't help everybody, but I get it. And I don't know who is going to help all these people that work in restaurants, and these people who their offices. My brother, in his job, in his field, they had to lay off hundreds of people. That's ridiculous, because those people had no idea this was going to happen 2 weeks ago.
But how okay, so even this would I don't understand is when they go, okay, you can go back to work, it's going to be a slow roll, right? It's not like, okay, everybody just go back. It's going to be like a little bit. And then how do you rehire? I mean, how do you restart all these engines I would imagine
you go with the people who had the longest, they were worked for you for the longest time. Like if you're a restaurant, you had a waitress that worked there for 3 years, and somebody that worked there for 3 months, you go back to the one that worked there for 3 years first. Wouldn't that make the most sense?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, some people are going to have to move on, get other jobs, or try to find something. Some people are going to have to move.
And there are jobs that are going to open up because of this. There's going to be things that we didn't have before that we didn't rely on before. The same way as when there's a hurricane, everybody who's out of work all of a sudden becomes hurricane cleanup crew and rebuilding and screening and all that stuff.
This hurricane brings it up, though. When it's a hurricane, it's always that one part that got nailed, or a tornado, or some act of God. It's the rest of the world will come to that person's day. Everybody's under it.
Yeah.
Everybody just got a hurricane in the whole world.
I'm going to tell you right now that I'll admit that sometimes I'm one of the meanest people that I know, but
I agree with that.
Yes. And I was talking to my wife yesterday, and my wife said, my wife's been very generous with her ideas. She said, we're bringing food here to my mother and mother. She goes, would you mind if we pay for it? I go, of course not. This is what you do. This is what you do in these times. It's the only way we survive. If we're lucky enough to be working and we're lucky enough to be able to buy food, then you don't worry about getting paid back right now. You do what you can to help other people. If everybody does a little bit of that, that's how we get by. That's a simple thing.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about the other day. I was like, I know a lot of famous comedians that literally never have to worry about money again.
Right.
I hope that those people would just go to other comics that they know that don't have that and just go, look, I got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, if
Like,
everybody picked one.
Yeah, all you have to do, you can just be like, I got you. If you need me, let me know. So don't worry about not working for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's going to be crazy. Let me just tell everybody we're live on 102.5 The Bone. I am Mike Calta. That is Bobby Kelly, famous comedian and the man with the most glorious skin you'll ever see. I'm in the studio with Spanish and Hoppe, and we are live on Bone TV. And I know you're thinking I normally hear a replay at this time, but we're actually live in the studio. So if you want to call in, you can. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Yeah, so if you want to be part of the show, you want to talk, you got questions, you want to tell me what you've been doing in your quarantine, I'm down with that. Spanish, what did you do last night? Because I wanted to find you and play Call of Duty.
Last night, actually, I went to bed early because I knew I was going to have to come here, and I was playing casino with Karishma until probably about 9 o'clock, and then we went to bed.
That's what I told my brother. I go, Spanish isn't going out.
No.
He's staying home playing old lady card games with Joe.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun playing casino, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I wish that we could, like, I started thinking, see, you got a girlfriend now, so it wouldn't work, but I would love for you and Joe to come live at my house during this quarantine.
No, I mean, it would work. She does live in Plant City, and I mean, we like spending time together, but you don't think I would drop that to go live with you?
I know, but I also can't have you bringing in diseases to my children.
I will screen myself. I'll de-louse before I enter.
I don't know.
I can clean very well in between all the nooks and crannies.
What would make me happy is if Bobby came down here.
Yeah, I know.
Because then Bobby's son
Real
and
friend.
my daughter can play. No, it just works out. He's clean as a whistle. His wife's clean as a whistle. His wife knows how to cook.
I can cook.
No, stop.
Sorry.
Well, you just compared yourself to a woman who prepared an entire Thanksgiving feast for
You're
6
right.
people.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no. I would love that. Wouldn't that? See, you get out of the epicenter. You come down here where the president said the heat kills it.
I got a Bernedoodle. You got a
Golden
what is it
Doodle?
again? A golden doodle.
Yeah.
Our dogs could play. The kids could play. The wives could play. We could watch our wives play.
Yeah. You can be in my
Right?
shed. You can do your shows from my shed.
Oh, dude! If we had if it got to that point where I came down there and we lived upstairs, oh my god,
It would be the most fun ever. Do you realize
would be the best.
you have upstairs? You have an entire bedroom with a king size bed, a TV, and all that stuff. Big full bathroom with a walk-in shower, not one of those little half showers. Then you have the other room that's empty. You could make a whole new living room there if you wanted to.
Oh, that would be the living room, and then we could put a grill outside.
We got 2
So if we
grills
wanted to
outside
do-
already.
If we want to do a little cooking late night or whatever, and didn't want to wake the whole house up, right?
Mhm. I got the big green egg, and I got the grill out there, so we can actually have 2 grills going at once. We could actually have a barbecue competition if we wanted to.
Me and you could be in the pool late night, just talking.
Though this has been the best moments that I've spent more time in the pool with my daughter than I ever had before. And I don't really. It's been cold. I'm not gonna lie, because my filter was down this weekend, so the heater doesn't work. So I'm like, and she gives me the look like, "Daddy, you promised," and I'm like, "Okay." And there I am, just fat and shirtless, freezing in the pool, shivering. For some reason, kids don't feel that cold. They don't know that it's ice cold when you're in the water. And I say ice cold, but I mean like in the 80s.
I love that your problem is that your heater doesn't work in your built-in pool.
Wait, hold on, it gets better.
Tell us more.
I bought a slide yesterday, an inflatable slide. So I saw somebody on Instagram had it, so I went to Amazon, found it, bought it, and all you have to do is blow it up and let it rip. Attach the hose to it so the water's squirting on it, and it was crazy. Real before I get to the phone calls, let me just tell you something. If you love your dog, what do you have, a golden doodle? No,
First of all,
what
I
do
have a Bernedoodle, the original.
Bernedoodle. You want to love that dog? Don't ever get it wet.
I understand what you're saying because of I understand. I'm very mad at my dog right now. I don't know if I'll ever like it again.
Why? Poo-poo in the house?
Because I walked out last night I was up at 2:30 in the morning, and I went out to the living room and I just stopped. It's like my instincts was like, stop, don't walk. Something's amiss. Like, you know what I mean? And I turned the light on.
That's the correct phrase. I missed.
Something's awry.
That's better.
Something's not
right. Yeah. Go with the easy way, Porky Pig.
And I turned the light on. There was around 6 patches of dog poop.
In your house?
In my living room, and like you couldn't pick it up.
No.
I mean, it was
mud.
And I looked. I was so mad. I was so mad.
It's interesting because I walk my dog a lot, because I could just open the back door and she runs outside and runs around and plays for a while, and then she'll go out there for a half hour and then come inside and crap 2 seconds later.
Yeah, because once they do it, it's like, this is where I go.
Yeah, well,
break that.
Yeah, I'd rather it go on the tile where it's been going than on the rug that my wife has had to scrub on her knees for the last couple of days. Yeah, but she's been good. I shouldn't complain. Let me grab some of these phone calls. Let's see how this works. Kelly, you're on the Mike Calta show with Robert Kelly. How are you doing, Pumpkin?
I'm great. Hey, I just want to say I love Bobby Kelly. Saw him in Sarasota at McCurdy's. He was fantastic. And thanks for what you're doing today. Yeah,
I love you.
I just had an idea. Thanks. I've got a hair person that's out of work. I've got a nail person, a massage. You guys mentioned dog groomers. What I did is I Zelled my hair guy, and I said, hey, I know I've got probably 5 appointments through December. I'm just going to prepay you. And so I Zelled him. I said, I'll come back to you in December or whenever this thing is over. But in the meantime, I'm going to prepay you. I'm going to prepay everybody that I know that I work with.
That's great.
I'm alone. It's not a gift. It's a prepay.
Obviously not everybody can afford to do that. A lot of people are out of work. Some people just can't afford to do that. But if you can and you do that, you got to realize how far that will help people. You just help that guy with his next 5 appointments or whatever he paid for. So I think that's a great idea, Pumpkin.
Exactly.
Good job.
Yeah, great idea.
Well, thanks.
Thank you. Have a great day. Right. Let me tell you, and I want to probably talk to him at some point during the show, but remember Swigs? Ben Helfond, he came on the cruise. He sat next to me on the cruise. You were on one side. He was on my 2 best friends.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
Okay. Ben, on his show yesterday, Hoppy, were you there for this?
No.
Oh, Ben, I didn't hear the show, but I saw it on PayPal, and I saw what he did. He started a fund for our listeners. They call them They call themselves the Bone Family, and we all are embracing that. And he came up with an idea, and he said, "Let's start a fund for the Bone Family folks." And we're not shelling out money necessarily, but if we have somebody, we can pay a bill. If you have a bill that's overdue, that you feel like you're gonna lose your electric or something, or you need a couple bucks to buy groceries or something like that, we'll submit your request, we'll evaluate it, and then we'll go ahead and pay it out. So he started it off at $5,000 yesterday, and I knew that in 10 hours they had over $7,000, and we're gonna really push it hard next week to try and get money in. And Ben and I have already reviewed some of the folks that were asking for money. They're listeners that I recognize as Bone family members, and started shelling out the cash. And I think that's another great idea.
That is a great idea. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
but people have to realize too is that you got to look into where you're at, because some of these bills you don't have to pay.
Right. Right, you can defer your mortgage, but you also, I was just listening to Fox Business News before I came in, and Steve Mnuchin was on with Maria Bartiromo, and they were saying you're going to get those mortgage deferment payments, and you're going to get the emergency fund if you're a small business, if you qualify and if you show that you have loss. And some people that's going to be very easy, but for some people that's going to be difficult. Even if they are victims of it, it's not going to be as easy and as quick as you expect it to be. In some cases, the money that you get in the emergency fund may come in too late for you. It may certainly be coming too late for your business. And I don't know. Right now, they don't know. They don't have the full plan out. So there's nothing that people can do right now, and they're already hurting. So in some cases, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, but you should not try.
Oh yeah,
because some people, I said the same thing. Like, look, I'm out of work. I had all my gigs taken away until probably September, and I work every weekend. But
you work. I mean, I would talk to you on a Wednesday, and you'd be driving into the city at night to go to the Comedy Cellar. You work all the time.
Well, the funny part is that I always had the Comedy Cellar as my backup. Right. So if I had said something, or like all my gigs got taken away because of something, I always could go to the Cellar and work, 9 shows on Friday, 9 shows on Saturday, and at least make cash to pay some bills. That's gone too.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Like, I have no other skill set like
You're just relying on you being funny.
it really is a shocker.
By the way, I would like to point out you do have another skill set that amazes me because I don't have it at all. I come from a long line of construction workers from New York and New Jersey, built Giant Stadium, built most of the prisons. I have none of those skills whatsoever. Bobby bought a freezer the other day, and he went out and put wheels on it. Put a wooden frame on the bottom, put wheels. If you said to me, "Here's $1,000, go to Home Depot and buy what you need and do this," I would have the most awkward thing. You'd have 3 wheels; they'd all be off center. There's no way I could do that.
I'm actually building a bookshelf tomorrow morning.
Maybe I could build a bookshelf because that's one flat piece of wood.
No, it's actually it's 5 pieces of wood.
Oh, you mean like a book, like a case?
Like an 80-inch case bookshelf. Yeah. Not hanging a piece of wood on the wall.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm building a bookshelf, like a little bookcase.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I said.
What are you putting on it? Not books. You don't read.
I read. What
you
are you
only read like
about?
prepper books, how to survive.
All right, I'm not a reader. I learn everything from video. I retain video well. So I'll go to YouTube and watch videos on how to make things, and then I retain it. And you know what? It's a better way to learn. It's the future of reading.
I try to do that. I try to even do that for cooking. Like I try to watch Aaron Franklin or Ray Lampe make brisket, and I do exactly what they do, and then I do it, and it doesn't come out anything like what they did.
Oh, I cook all the time. The air fryer that I bought you that you never used and never showed me any pictures of at all.
I did take a picture the other day. My wife made chicken on it. I took a picture of it, and I took a video of me eating it.
You never sent it to me.
I didn't send it to you. I was going to save it for the show.
It never happened.
All right, I have it. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me right now.
Okay, I will. I got some stuff that I have to do. Let's go to Billy. Billy, you're on the Mike Calta show with Bobby Kelly. What's happening?
Hey, good morning, Mike. I listen to you having problems with your dog going to the bathroom inside the house. Well, it's pretty simple, okay? It's really a simple situation. Dogs will go to the bathroom around a half an hour after they eat. So if you get up in the morning and you put the bowl in front of them, 15, 20 minutes after they eat, take them out, walk them for 15, 20 minutes. They'll go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Billy,
Same thing in the afternoon.
I have my dog on a really I take the dog sleeps in a crate at night, and it's perfect. It doesn't start barking or anything until like 8 o'clock in the morning. I take it out. It goes, it's number 1 and number 2, comes in, eats its breakfast, and a half hour later I take her out again. I'm on the schedule. But the thing I was saying is I go outside more often than I'm inside, and lately, with the quarantine, and I let the dog just run free at all times. So she's out there for a half hour at a time in the middle of the day, in between meals, where she could have crapped at any moment that she wanted to outside, but she waited until she came in on the tile, and she's like, "Here you go, a nice cold spot to cop a squat and just leave it right there." But thank you, Billy. Thank you, dog whisperer Billy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. And this is the thing with dog people. No offense, dog whisperer Billy. I know you're trying to help, but they call you up and they tell you, just do this and just do that. My wife walked the dog last night, went out, she peed and pooed.
Yeah.
Fine. We all go to bed. 35 minutes later, she makes a Jackson Pollock on the living room floor.
She left a bunch of landmines.
Yeah, explain that. It's like she just went and pooed, and then she just started just to shoot it across the floor.
I assume that the dog just has some sort of intestinal issues, and because sometimes I see her trying to poop and she can't get it out, and I'm like, I see you suffering. I know I'm gonna have to clean it later. That's what you do. It's what you do when you love your dog.
You know what? I was out. I was free. It was free to both the dogs. Well, God bless them, but they were gone. Uh-oh.
What happened?
I think I dropped Eva on the floor.
What? Oh, your dead dog.
I think she's on the floor.
Bobby has his dead dog cremated and in a box with his picture on it.
Yes, I do. I know.
It's the weirdest thing to me. All right,
Why not?
We got to take a break, believe it or not.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
let me
good.
take a break. We'll play some commercials. We'll tell everybody what's happening. We're live on 102.5 The Bone. My name is Mike Calta. That is Robert Kelly. He is live in New York City. I am here in the studio with me is my little friend Spanish.
Hello.
And my big friend Ryan Hoppe.
Hi.
And we're trying to give you as much live broadcasting as we can on this radio station while all this stuff is happening. And always know that there's somebody in this building live in case the crap hits the fan where we have to get on there and give an emergency update, whether we have to tell you something about what the governor or the sheriff says. We will be live, and we'll go to you and bring you all the information. Let me take a quick break, and we'll be back. You can also watch us on Bone TV. We both look gorgeous today. We might want to check that out. Bobby looks, look at you. You're like you're like one of those vanilla Easter bunnies that you get.
Yeah, you got very soft skin, Mr. Kelly. It's easy to look at.
Thank you very much, Spanish. Hola. And yes, my skin is just that of a Tibetan woman.
Just like Spanish likes it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show with Robert Kelly on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to 102.5 The Bone.